Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Hasta Lasagna, Don't Get Any on Ya. I'm your host, David Daniel, and I'm joined by a special guest this week, first-time guest. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm David with an I. That's David Zombie to everyone out there.
So your last name is Zombie. That's weirdly fitting for the episode we're doing.
Yeah.
Strange,
right?
Strange
I
coincidence.
think I was made for this.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you... So today we're covering 28 Days Later.
Woo!
And why don't you tell us what the story was?
Okay, so this is the start of a... Is it a trilogy? No, it's more than a trilogy.
It's going to be more than that.
Oh, well, anyway, it's the start of a series of films to do with a zombie apocalypse. And in this film, 28 Days Later, we get to see where this condition originates from. I tried to learn the condition name, but at the start of the film, they say it's just called rage.
Yeah, the rage virus.
And in this film, we follow along this guy who's woke up from a coma, I think, and he's the only one in hospital.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of a crazy film because the zombies aren't the only evil one in the whole film, which I found really interesting.
For sure.
I like the characters. I liked all of them.
Yes.
I'm going to say Celine, you have a mother and a father and daughter duo, Frank and Hannah, who we meet along the way in a very Christmassy scene.
Yes.
Which I liked. And you have Selena, who's with him all along, and she's really the one, I feel like, making them all survive.
Yes.
I feel like, should I say more like can I give away what happens and stuff?
Yes, you can spoil everything.
Oh, okay. Well, they meet David and Hannah because they see the flashing lights in a tower in London. This is Jim, the main character. I love that his name's Jim.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just a very bog standard name.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought that was really fun. But then they meet Hannah and Frank, and then Frank's heard something about getting to this place outside Manchester, which they do get to eventually. But I really like that they got there, and then they kind of found out they were actually with, like, they thought the zombies were the most evil bit, but it was kind of these, I don't know if I'd even call them soldiers.
Yeah. Not soldiers, like,
but
people who worked in the military.
Right. Yeah. They were there, and then I don't know what more.
Well,
I just really like that. Oh yeah, you say.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Well, Jim. So, the soldiers are trying to do bad stuff to both of the women who are there in their team. So.
Oh yeah.
So, and they take Jim. They're gonna kill Jim, and then Jim managed to gets the upper hand, and like attacks them all with a gun and stuff.
Does.
And they had a zombie that they were keeping hostage in a garden, and he set the zombie free, and then the zombie ran and he killed all of the military people. And then Hannah and Selena and Jim, they all get away, and then we see there's the name of the movie comes up. It says 28 Days Later, and you see living on some farm somewhere, and they wrote the word hello on the ground. And then
and you see the plane. Ends. Yeah, I thought it was the best film out of the whole group of films.
I would agree. It's probably a top 20 film for me.
Would you?
Yeah.
I totally agree with you there. I wasn't expecting much at the start, I'm going to be honest. Because I thought it was just zombies again. And I was like, well, the graphics aren't going to be... Not that good graphics equal a good film, but I thought... I was like, oh, could I really get into this if it's just another one just about zombies?
Yes, for sure. I totally get that. That takeaway. Yeah, it's one of my favorite films. I love everything about it. I could watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I could watch it any day of the week, and I still have a good time. I love the score.
Totally with you there.
The music in Danny Boyle's films, who directed the film. The score. I love the score.
Oh.
The music in all of his films is amazing. He directed Trainspotting as well, which is another one of my favorite movies.
With a good score.
Definitely with a good score. Do you have any more thoughts and opinions?
Oh, well, I actually wrote them. I've got a notebook.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I like the start, and I already mentioned this, but the condition being called rage by the doctor. They were like, "What is it? What is it?" And he was just like, "It's rage." In the chimps.
The most British man you've ever seen is the doctor.
Yes. Oh my gosh! I was thinking, do I recognize his face? Where's it from? I don't know, but then. I kind of liked it because I don't know if this was what they were, but it was kind of like they were like climate activists, being like, not climate activists,
animal rights
activists. Yeah, and like they thought they were doing some good, and just the fact that you could just tell as soon as the chimp went straight for. I mean, you could tell as soon as they opened the cage, the chimp. Oh my god. The shrimp goes for the lady.
28 shrimps later.
The chimp. Oh my god, what a film that would be. Just primarily in the ocean. I really just like that introductory scene because I've watched the films in reverse order. So it was really nice to see the origin.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. I really like that film. And the first meeting Frank, I thought was such a good scene.
For sure.
What were your favourite bits about the film?
My favourite bits about the film.
Or any standout scenes?
I like when they drove the taxi on top of the cars through the tunnel. But then they get a flat tire, which I thought was good because like you would get a flat tire. And they had to like change the tire really quickly while the zombies were coming towards them. They do it just in time.
And I love that Hannah was the one doing it because I was like, who out of these four is going to know how to change a tire? Not that I feel like a lot of people will, but I was just wondering who's it going to be.
Changing a tire, I feel like you have to do it a few times before you. As someone who has only ever changed one tire. And I don't remember how to do it, and I was guided the whole way. I feel like you have to do it quite a few times before you understand or remember how to do it.
So I'm wondering how many times has Hannah done that in her life? Like, is that taxi
theirs?
Yeah. And she's...
I like to think that Frank was a cab driver and that it's his own taxi.
He's definitely got the friendliness of a taxi driver.
Definitely. He's a great dad character.
Yeah, I was really sad to see him go, actually. I was freaked out thinking, it's going to be a zombie coming out.
Yeah.
But he quite possibly died in the worst way got infected in the worst way.
Definitely, that would suck. I mean, I feel...
Him and that other guy.
I feel like, being infected by being mauled by zombies would be worse. Like getting your skin ripped off.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't have the power to be. But I'd be so annoyed if it was just a bit of blood in my eye that infected me. Like, if the zombies got me, I know I would have done my most to get away, and I just couldn't have done anymore. Whereas if it was just a drop of blood in my eye, I'd be pissed. Well, I wouldn't be, because I'd be turning into a zombie. But
well, you'd be really
if I had the
pissed
ability to be a
you'd have the
zombie,
rage virus.
Oh my god. Yeah. Rage would be surging out of every part of me.
And any final thoughts?
Oh, final thoughts. I thought they did a really, really good job at showing kind of like... I thought it was so much better than the other films because they showed like joy in like moments that felt kind of realistic.
Yes,
like,
yes. Picnic.
I felt it in this... Yeah. Or like, I just like that they were taking like sleeping tablets in a moment like of so much crisis, because you probably would need to sleep, but they probably hadn't been sleeping great. And I like the shop scene. The shop scene was so fun.
Oh yeah, so much fun.
Or just the initial bit between Selena and Jim where they're kind of like panicked, like, what are we doing? Are we just trying to survive?
Yeah.
And I thought it was interesting that they showed...
You go,
sorry, what are you going to say?
No, you go.
I was just going to say that the last thing that I was going to say is that I liked they showed the alternative like solutions from people in terms of Jim's parents just like overdosed.
Yeah. I feel like that makes sense that people would just do that.
You totally would, wouldn't you?
It's like in Titanic.
Like not everyone, but I
movie,
do feel like the
when you see the bit of the people of like the parents and their kids have decided to just stay in their beds and wait till they drown instead of like trying to escape.
Yeah, enjoy your last moments and control how you go out rather than...
Yeah, for sure.
An alternative.
Well, that brings us to the next segment of the show. It's called 28 Trivias Later.
Oh, okay.
This is a trivia segment of the show.
What do we do?
We do it every week. I talk about some trivia about relating to the movie.
Okay.
So, first bit of trivia is that for the scenes on the motorway, the production got permission to shoot on the M1 on a Sunday morning between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. The police gradually slowed traffic in both directions using 10 cameras. The filmmakers managed to capture a total of 1 minute of usable footage.
That is interesting, because I was thinking with all the scenes, I was like, how are they doing this?
Yes, exactly. With the scenes in the centre of London, like right outside the Houses of Parliament, they just got up really early to shoot that.
Right. Okay.
The hospital in the film is a real day hospital, open only during the week.
Oh.
The trust managers of the hospital hire out the building to filmmakers for weekends, and the productions pay the hospital directly, meaning the money from filming goes directly to the hospital's trust fund.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's cool.
Ewan McGregor was the original choice to play Jim, but he and the director Danny Boyle had a falling out at the time over the movie The Beach, in which Ewan McGregor was supposed to play the lead until he was replaced by DiCaprio. They have since reconciled. After that didn't work out, the role was offered to Ryan Gosling, who had a scheduling conflict.
What?
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, I don't think Ryan Gosling could have played.
No.
Jim?
He's American.
Yeah, that was my first thought.
He would have been like 20,
I was like, we cannot have
21.
an American playing this.
He would have been super young.
What would he have been like?
like 21.
Yeah, and I just couldn't see him in the face of a zombie apocalypse, whereas Cillian Murphy has those sad eyes that kind of gave me... It really set the tone for the film.
True. Very true. The extras who played dead bodies in the church were college students who volunteered to appear in the film.
Ooh. That's quite a good gig.
Athletes were cast as the infected because of how important physicality is to them. Danny Boyle felt that since the athletes can do things other people can't, they would be interesting when translated into the movements of the infected.
I like that.
I
was thinking that with dancers. I was thinking dancers could be quite good.
True. The scene where Jim finds the money on the steps and picks it up was based on a photograph Danny Boyle had seen of Cambodia after Pol Pot had been driven out.
Right, okay. Because that scene was really interesting.
Yeah.
I thought, and then they were going on later about the money meaning nothing. But it would be your, like, first instinct, I feel. Particularly if you just got out of hospital and had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, definitely. This is one of the first mainstream films to be shot entirely digitally.
Oh, okay.
And you can tell because this movie looks like it was shot on a potato.
Yeah, I mean, did you see the flower scene? Where it's just meant to be the taxi driving in the background, and the flowers just look like colour blobs.
Yes, I know what you mean.
I feel like that encapsulates how good the camera work is.
Definitely. I mean, I really like the look of it being shot on a potato. I think it works for the film, and it works for the sort of like kinetic, frenetic kind of way they shoot everything, where it's like feels intense and it feels more grounded, I suppose.
Yeah, and it really like builds up. I feel like if the camera can't pick up as much, I feel like it kind of like it increases.
Sorry, ignore that.
You know those scenes where like you can you can tell where something either like good or bad is happening just by the light levels, and I feel the light levels have to be very extreme with a camera like that. Like I felt the scene was either completely nearly dark or completely light.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Which let you know, like with music and then what was going on in the scene, it let you build up like an idea of how safe you felt as a viewer.
Yes, definitely. That's a good take.
Thank you, Philip.
Philip's not my name. My name is David.
Oh, David, with a Y.
Philip is my name on Discord. That's why you got confused.
Yeah, I don't know, Philip. I'm just talking to David.
The tunnel scene was filmed in a new tunnel extension, which the filmmakers had special permission to use.
Ooh, okay.
At one point, a photo of Edward...
This is some good facts.
Thank you. It's all from IMDb trivia. At one point, a photo of Edward G. Robinson can be seen.
When in the film? Do you have a timestamp?
Stephen King is a huge fan of the movie and paraphrases one of Selena lines in his novel Doctor Sleep. He needs us more than we need him. Stephen King also rented out an entire New York cinema to screen the movie when it came out. He bought out all the seats.
Oh my gosh.
so he was a big fan.
This has to be such an expensive film.
I don't think
I mean,
so. It was
I know
pretty
that's
low
not going
budget.
into the film budget, but no. But all the areas they shot in.
Let me just look up the budget. And while I'm doing that, another factor.
Do you want me to sing for the audience?
Do I want you to sing?
Oh, sorry. I thought you needed someone to do something for the audience.
I did need that, but I've now Googled it, so we've padded for time. The film had an $8 million budget, which is pretty low, even for the time. And it
I was going
made,
to say, what is that comparative?
for the time, that's probably like 20 now, so that's
Today.
still pretty low budget.
Okay.
Big budget would be like, mid-budget would be like 75 to 125, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then higher budget would be like 150
Yeah, because I know
onwards.
with Lilo and Stitch recently, they were going on about it being a low budget because it was only like 100 million or something.
Oh, and that movie's done really well.
Yeah.
And
I bet this one has too. I bet this one's brought them in a massive budget. I mean, massive.
Yeah, I
Can't
think
think of
it's
the word.
doing. I think it's doing good. I think word of mouth is sort of getting people excited for it, and you're talking about 28 years later, of course.
Yeah. Well, I thought this film as well. I thought this film might do well.
Oh,
get
okay.
A big profit.
Oh yeah, this movie made 82 million. So it
Wow.
it more than doubled its budget. It like eight times its budget, 10 times its budget. Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
So that's pretty impressive. And that's the end of trivia. Which means we've come to the end of the show.
I thought that was some brilliant trivia.
Thank you.
Oh, this is the end of the show.
This is the end of the show. Anything you want to say before we go?
I hope we never have a zombie apocalypse, even though it might be quite cool because my second name is Zombie.
True, that would be very fitting. But then if you became a zombie, it would be even more fitting.
Oh, David Zombie. It'd be like, here comes David. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
That's my departing words. Do you have any?
No. Well, that's been the show. We'll be back next week, maybe. It's always hard to say. But I want to thank David Zombie for being the special guest on this episode.
Oh, thank you for having me.
That's okay. And remember, guys, dab it up in the comments. Smash that like button and subscribe.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe.
Bye.